Assalamualaikum, it's another story time. We're gonna talk about destiny. What is meant for you will reach you even if it's beneath two mountains, and what is not meant for you will not reach you even if it's between two lips. Let's talk about career. About a year ago, I joined a company and I was very desperate to get the job. Thing is, I solat istikhara, but I had a very bad gut feeling. At the same time, I was desperate. I'm thinking, okay, I have to work. I need to pay my bills. I need money. I need to have a job, any job. So on the day of my interview, I thought I was the only person being interviewed. There was a whole line of people. Wow, so many. Well, anyways, I it was time for Zohor, if I'm not wrong. I prayed Zohor and then I think I prayed Salat Hajat. Salat Hajat is done when you want something very, very specific. It's a prayer that is meant to ease all of your business, really. It works. After the interview, it seemed like it went really well. I I don't really know whether I got it. I can't remember if I thought I got it or not. But when I heard back from them, they told me I'll be starting maybe sometime in August or something like that. It was definitely before Hari Raya Haji last year. And it was delayed by 2 weeks, by another 2 weeks. I don't know what the reason was. I genuinely don't remember. The application was taking some time to be processed. And throughout the whole time, I kept asking myself, does it seem so hard for me to get the job? I just put it aside because I just knew I had to get the job. If not, society is gonna shun me. Girl's gonna be jobless. It's gonna be humiliating. Yeah. On the day that I went to sign the contract, I remember having the worst gut feeling in like, oh man, it was so terrible. In fact, I got lost. One of the signs that something's not meant for you is really, firstly, your gut feeling. Secondly, for me, I would get lost. And I know that sounds so crazy, but I genuinely I got lost. The office was at town, I think. Was it Ngee Ann? Yeah, I was at Ngee Ann. I remember that I didn't know where the lift was, and I kept thinking, do I feel like Allah don't want me to get the job? Well, Allah really didn't. So after I got the job, it seemed all nice and dandy and fine, but honey, let me tell you, the job did not allow me to pray, and I think that it's my working style. I am someone who likes to be creative. I don't like processes. I don't like the mundane routines of everyday life. So I change it up here and there, which is something I like. Of course, I still need routines, but too much of it feels like it's stifling my freedom. Oh, just get off me. Just trust me that I can do my work. That was how I felt. Basically, the job didn't suit me. Apart from not being able to pray, I actually tried to pray during work, and I know they told me I couldn't, so I would just find time. Usually during lunch break, we had an exact 1 hour lunch break. Let me tell you, I had to wear a uniform in order to take ablution, in order to bring your stuff, walk out of the washroom, making sure that your uniform is intact, because there would be people around, right? It would take maybe about half an hour. Then by the time that half an hour is over, by the time I finish praying, I'm only left with like 15 minutes to eat. Who is going to eat in 15 minutes? I can't eat in 15 minutes. I'm a slow eater. Come on. When I look back at this particular incident, I personally do not know why God didn't want me to take up the job. Also, let me mention, this particular career meant that I couldn't wear the hijab. Firstly, it was during a time where I was already preparing to wear it, so once in a while I go to work with it on. Sometimes when I'm in a rush, I wake up late, I wouldn't put it on. Apart from not being able to wear the hijab, because I'm a frontliner, Therefore, I cannot disappear from the counter, which to me is really absurd. By this time, I learned about Jama' and Qasar. One of it is shortening the prayers, another one is combining your prayers. In Singapore, you cannot, I don't think you can shorten. You have to be a certain distance away from Singapore. Jama' is the one that you combine, if I recall correctly. I'm thinking in your own prayer, you know, in your basic compulsory 4 rakat prayer, not everything you read inside is actually compulsory. For example, Allahu Akbar kabira walhamdulillahi kathira. What is that called? Dua iftitah. Dua iftitah is not compulsory. It is actually sunnah to do. Another one would be in your tahiyat akhir. The salawat is also not compulsory. Knowing that I also know how to basically make my prayers shorter by reading fewer surahs, quickening my pace. It would take me approximately 5 minutes to pray. Also in Islam, it is not compulsory to actually have a sajadah, which is a prayer mat, so long as the place you're praying at is clean, it's free of filthy things like pee, feces, things that smell. You can even pray with your shoes on, which is something I didn't know. Yeah, so basically Islam is one of those religions that's very flexible. And I'm thinking, I can pray for 5 minutes. If people go to the washroom for over 5 minutes, why can I not pray for 5 minutes? And I remember just getting screamed at work. I already told you, right? Cannot pray. I was so shocked. It was like, I think the end of my shift, close to 7. Yeah, I was... Yeah, and they complained to my supervisor. I don't... You know, for a long time, I actually debated how do I end off this story. Telling people, oh, you know, if you are trying to better your religion, you shouldn't work as a frontliner. I don't think that's a very good advice. I think there is, of course, cases whereby Islam permits you to do certain things so long as it's not done so frequently. Things like combining of prayers, which is jama'. If you don't do it consecutively for a long period of time, then it's okay. I didn't know that. So what happened was I ended up not praying, and it was a way where my faith got weaker and weaker and weaker. It got so weak that I felt so guilty, really. I blamed the job, like, Allah, is this why you didn't want me to, you know, get this job? What's going on? Yeah, it was a very good lesson though. It was a very excellent experience for me to know what I liked, what can I do, what do I prefer. I obviously am not telling you too many details, simply because I am not here to badmouth the company. I just hope that you learn from it. So, long story short, if something is meant for you, it will come to you. You have to trust God that His decisions are really the best for you. That was my mistake. I didn't trust God. It's something I'm still learning to do, basically. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and remember to always prioritize religion over everything else. Of course, there are other things you should take into account also. I am not the best person. If you need some advice that I found to be very helpful, you can go to the Workers Career Connect, WSG. I don't know what WSG stands for, but yeah, that website is very, very useful. I can guarantee you. And the career coaches are really nice. I hope that you find a job that will fulfill you in your life, will give you a very good salary, hopefully, regardless of the final outcome. I hope that you really trust God, firstly. Secondly, just focus on the process and leave the outcome to the divine. Thank you for listening to the story. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.